This episode of Hobie is sponsored by Ho Jeff. Save 25% with promo code HobiePod.
Please note that any comments, jokes, questions, maybe anything that we say on the History of Bad Ideas is all in good fun. And remember, we insult everybody. Our thoughts, opinions, questions, anything else, actions that we do on the show do not reflect any of our employers, organizations, advertisers, or anyone else that is associated with the History of Bad Ideas. And remember, at the end of the day, it's just a joke.
Welcome to the History of Bad Ideas, episode number 526. I'm Jason.
I'm Jeff.
I'm Blake.
I'm Jim.
Hold on. Blake is here. First one of the year.
Hello.
Welcome, Blake.
Thank you.
I like that you didn't come last week because the weather could have been bad, but then you picked this week when the weather is like minus 2 degrees.
Not bad. Driving conditions is what drives my decisions.
I don't blame you on that.
And it's 14 degrees.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, last week there was a lot of rain that didn't turn into snow.
Yes.
It was supposed to.
Yes.
And turn into icy.
Out here, the weather
didn't
just
work.
misses us usually. Mm-hmm. On the positive, I know you probably haven't listened, Blake, since the beginning of the year.
Not at all.
But our listeners and us have started taking a batting average approach to how many shows you're going to show up to this year.
Oh, boy. Don't give me the over-under.
I'm not telling you.
Okay.
But we got a lot of high numbers and a couple of low numbers.
Okay.
So you're batting 333 right now. Jim's at
That's a decent average in baseball.
It is. Jim's at 666. He's the mark of the devil.
That's right.
Brian is at 666 too. So kind of disappointed in Brian. Jeez.
And the math is easy when you're only 3 weeks in.
Yes. Wait till we get to like week 9. I'm out.
Week 9's pretty easy. It's when you get to like week 17.
Oh,
when you
I don't
get
wanna
to
do that.
maths.
I don't want math. I don't math.
Maths.
I don't like maths.
How do you maths?
You take you take the long one and divide it by the sum of pi. Key lime pi. Key lime pi. So everyone, welcome everybody. It's
I'm glad to be back.
Oh, Jim, you're back too. Yeah,
Yes,
you were gone last week.
I'm just glad I didn't have to work tonight, even though there is a Xavier basketball game on the night we tape.
There is.
Yes. How are they doing this year?
They're struggling.
Okay.
They're about 500.
Better average than me so far.
That's right. That's right.
They have one returning player from last year.
Okay. So they're a young team.
Yes, and transfers.
Okay.
So they'll get better as the season goes on.
Okay.
But,
They doing better than San Jose State?
I don't think so.
Okay. Okay. Check that
Is
out.
Bill Murray still in the stands?
No, because Luke Murray coaches for Rhode Island now, I believe.
There you go.
His son?
Yes.
Okay. Is he a head coach?
No.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Jeff, how you doing?
I'm good.
Good. You loving this weather?
Hating it.
You love cold weather.
I hate every second of it.
It's amazing. I love it.
I hate cold weather. I hate hot weather. I want the in-between all year long.
You should live in San Diego.
I should, but their cost of living is about 8 times what ours is.
8? Oh, it went down. Look at House Hunters. My house is like a $6 million house there.
In that case, Jeff, Costa Rica. Okay.
Puerto Rico?
Possibly.
They get too hot, I think.
Yeah, they do kind of get hot.
Well, depending on where you live. If you live on the ocean, you're not going to get too hot because you just got that nice.
But then you
ocean
don't have a
breeze.
house because a hurricane comes through once every 3 years.
Good point. But I mean, we could go to the British Virgin Islands.
Oh, that
we
could
visited
work.
there before. That
I
was
could do
nice.
Yeah.
And you don't have to pay property tax as long as you don't finish building your house.
On the positive, you could have a president come down to Puerto Rico and toss paper towels at you. So that would help.
Well, yeah, that could sop up about a puddle.
It's fine. Everything's fine.
He saved the day.
He did. Every president saves the day, Jim.
Yes.
They're all amazing. So
I know, not George W. Bush.
I'm excited because this is the year we get to elect another president. Can't wait. It's going to be a fun year. On the positive, we get to record that night.
Really?
Yes, it's on
Again?
Tuesdays.
Oh, yeah.
Every Tuesday, Blake is. They record. They vote every first Tuesday of every November, unless it's the first day of November.
The first Tuesday after the first Monday in November.
Yes. So can't wait. It's going to be a fun night. That is. Moving on.
The first Tuesday after the first Monday in November.
Yes.
So only if it doesn't start on a Tuesday.
Yes.
Correct.
Correct.
Yes.
Yes.
It's not election.
Yep.
Correct.
Okay.
It can't be the first, but it can be the second.
Yes.
Correct. Got it.
Could be the third.
Second through eighth.
Could be the fourth. Could be the fifth. Not the sixth. Nobody likes the sixth. Seventh and eighth, though, possibly.
Yeah.
Big news here. April 5th through the 7th at the Sharonville Convention Center. Get your tickets now for the Super Cincy Expo. It's a video game expo put on by our friends at Cincinnati Comic Expo. It's a brand new event this year. Lots of video games. Arcade machines are going to be there. We have 4 or 5 guests that will be showing up. The first one that was announced was the voice actor for Dragon's Lair. You can ask him any questions on how to move the ball over just in time.
Is that the guy that does all the
Yes. Yes.
That would be interesting, I guess, to ask how good are you at actually playing the games you're doing voices for.
That is true.
I put my 50 cents in and got to play for 8 seconds.
I
hated
sucked at
that
Dragon
game.
Lair.
You're right. Yeah, you put 50 cents in, which was an abomination back in the day.
Yes.
All games recorder. And you would last for exactly 8 seconds. I always end up at the balls, the balls going back and forth. You got to run this gauntlet of balls.
Is that the first level?
Yeah, or
was it?
something like that. And then you're always dead. It never reacts when you want it to
Yeah.
because of the weird video.
I'd
joystick.
last longer on a bull riding.
Yeah.
But here we go. Don't worry, we made a sequel.
So we're going to have to bring a
Totally
shitload of
different
quarters
game.
this year.
Space Ace.
Yeah.
Don't worry, Space Ace. We made that.
Yeah.
Oh, this should be easy. What the hell? I just died. 3 seconds into it.
I don't think I ever played Space Ace.
I played Space Ace more than I played Dragon's Lair because I got so mad at Dragon's Lair that I was like, oh, Space Ace. It's about the future. I can handle this.
Mine was just the opposite. I got so screwed at Dragon's Lair. I'm like, why do I want to throw good
Money at
money
Space
after
Ace.
bad?
So, yeah, he'll be there. We'll be talking to him. Rumor has it that Jim, Brad, and I might be doing the announcing for some video game tournaments. We're going to find a new job, Jim. What do you think?
I'm ready for it.
Okay. So come on down. If you would like to volunteer, let us know. And it should be a lot of fun. It's a little bit smaller than Cincinnati Comic Expo, but they'll have pinball machines there you can play, arcade games that you can play. They'll have vendors that you can buy great video game stuff at.
Did you say where this was at?
Sharonville Convention Center,
Yes.
April 5th through the 7th. So get your tickets now.
Will they have mystery boxes?
Mystery box. I hope they have a Friends mystery box this time.
No.
Oh,
Well, they've got to be video game related, don't they?
Maniac Mansion. Love that game.
Sure.
Do you remember that game?
Not at all.
You would love that game. Look it up. It's a fun game.
When
It's a
was-
point and click game, and they had it on the Nintendo too. It was
Okay.
on the computer and the
Is it a computer game originally?
Yeah, it was on the. We had it for the Commodore 64C, and then we got it for the Nintendo. Great game though. Great game.
So kind of like a Myst type.
Yeah, but there's characters in it, and it's a comedy, and it was actually funny. And then and it wasn't real lifelike graphics. It was like the pixel, the regular 8-bit things.
I want a Sam and Max mystery box.
Ooh. Earthworm Jim.
I hated that game.
He hated you too.
Well, I know. We had a falling out.
Toe Jam and Earl.
Didn't like that game.
Oh, man.
I started playing that again on the Switch because they have it for the Genesis app on there.
Yeah.
And it's not as great as I remembered.
Well, I mean, no, it's not going to be as good as it was in like 1992.
It's no Road Rash.
That was cool.
That was a fun game. I played that a couple of weeks ago.
Off the Genesis? Yeah.
Yeah. You had the chain and would start hitting people on a motorcycle race.
You got some Atari 1600, 2600, some ColecoVision.
Oh, I'm sure they'll have something. Yeah. If not, I can bring my own.
Old school stuff.
Yeah. Missile Command.
Yeah.
The Smurfs Adventure on the ColecoVision.
Was that a good game?
It was a side scroller.
Was it? I
mean, it was the Smurf characters on a Mario-like game.
Okay, because every time we saw it, like I would see the commercials for it when I was younger in that, or that like you would see the box, and the thing. It's like, man, this looks amazing. And then I'm sure they were all the same.
The box,
I mean, I guess it was before Mario.
The box art was always better than the real game.
Oh yeah,
that's what I remember about the Ataris.
Somebody just shared the on the Facebook Gen X group shared the cover of Missile Command.
It looked really cool, didn't it? Yeah, I'm in the Gen X group too, man. That's a good nostalgia, man. But yeah, you look at that and you're like, and then you play the game.
What about Adventure? Like you had a sword on the cover of that box.
Yeah, there's
my
a
God.
dragon.
There's a dragon. There's a woman on it, like the giant
that's right.
castle.
You were that square,
Yes.
that digital square that
You
would
turn it
move
on
around.
your square.
And
you
then
don't even...
that deformed seahorse would attack you.
Yes.
Yeah, the
The
seahorse.
dragon looked like a
Yeah.
was
The seahorse.
what was it?
seahorse.
Yeah.
No, but the character in South Park, the jackalope, the
jackalope?
not the jackalope, but
Big
One
Bird.
minute.
the one that sounded. You talk like
What, I forgot his name.
that's what the dinosaur from.
The one who everyone hated except Cartman, and Cartman couldn't understand why everyone didn't love him.
Yeah, and then he got his family, and they were just so obnoxious.
Jack Goffasaur.
I think it was a Jack Officer.
Gophosaur, yeah.
I remember Crystal Castles was an amazing cover as well.
Yeah,
And then
Crystal
you-
Castle was great in the arcade.
Yes.
because they had the
Trackball. It was a trackball game, which did not
Translate.
to joystick.
Even with the pad.
and they had the different colored panels. Glass panels for the
yeah.
different colors.
Yeah. Qbert still had a stupid cover.
Yeah.
that had a stupid cover.
See, I always thought the Dragon and Adventure looked like a side profile of Big Bird.
Yeah.
Yeah. I could see that. Remember Pitfall had a good cover?
Yes.
Pitfall was a good game, though.
Yeah. And
But you just
could
kept-
play it wearing a pith helmet, apparently. Remember the commercial?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Even though Pitfall Harry never had a pith
Helmet.
Wasn't like Jack Black in.
That was Jack
Was
Black.
It,
Yes, he was.
Was it a
He was
Pitfall
kid.
2 commercial, I think, maybe?
I think it may have been the original Pitfall.
I just
The
remember
Activision.
Pitfall 2, you fall down into the cave, you fall into the water. That is the thing from Adventure. You fall into the water, and then you have to get a balloon to float yourself back up in in Pitfall 2. God, that was
Yeah,
rough.
because in Pitfall 2, you can go up and down, not just side
Yes.
to side.
Yeah.
Pitfall 2 was actually now, from what I remember, I haven't played it in 30 years, but I feel like Pitfall 2 was pretty revolutionary for the time. Like, it was a lot more stuff to do at that time than just the typical.
Yeah, I mean, you got to jump on alligator heads,
Yes.
and you had to time it
Yes.
before you fell into their mouth.
Yes.
But there was no end to that game.
No. It was a scrolling left
Well, there
or
wasn't,
scroll
and
right.
you got all the way back to where you started and kept going.
So if you got to level 147, did it shut down?
I don't think it ever did shut down, unless maybe your score got high enough that it couldn't compute your score anymore.
I remember Activision was the cutting edge for Atari games.
Oh, Activision put out the best games. River Raid, #1.
River Raid, I remember that one. That was a good one.
Oh, Defender. Look at that cover to Defender.
Yeah, I mean,
Has a
why wouldn't you buy that game?
has
I
a
mean, come
family
on.
running away from a building with a spaceship attacking.
Yeah.
It was a side-scrolling space ship.
Yeah,
There's
you just
missile
went
command.
up and down shooting.
Yeah.
You look like you're in the Millennium Falcon shooting fire missiles at people.
Yeah.
There's Adventure. That's another one.
That's right.
Yeah.
And I like when you would pick stuff up in Adventure because you're that square. Like you picked up a key. It was like a giant key.
And then
Yeah.
there's a
Sword.
square holding a giant key.
Never got a sword, did you, though? So,
Did you ever
but there's
find
a
it?
secret room.
Secret room. I said you had
Secret
to find
room.
the
First
secret room.
Easter egg in
That's right.
video games.
And not to keep harping on this, but the Haunted House was a great cover as well for the Atari. I love the Haunted House game. You had the flashlight you turned on in that.
Never played that one.
Oh, or it was a candle, I think. It was a candle. I forget which one. You walked through and it was dark, and then like it would light up a little bit, and you had to make sure the ghost wasn't coming at you. It was pretty cool.
I vaguely remember it. You know?
Yeah.
Warlords was a good
Warlords
game.
was cutting edge.
I just played that this
paddle?
weekend.
It was the
paddles.
perfect paddle game.
Yes.
And you could play 4-player.
Yes.
I played that this weekend at a friend's house. He got one of those big arcade games, machines that had like 200 games on it.
Yeah.
Warlords was on it. And my 7-year-old was playing with me, and he's like, what is this? Like, what is this?
Well, you think about it, it was really just a combo of four-corner Pong
Pretty much.
with a wall.
Well, you could catch
Brick
the ball.
wall. Yeah, you could catch the ball.
In this version, it was a fireball. Because you were in charge of a castle.
Catapult.
So it actually had better graphics than
Yes.
what we had on the 2600.
And the dragon came down, shot a fireball, and then left. Just one fireball.
And then everyone else is bouncing the fireball
Yes.
into the other castles.
Yep, that's it. We also played Golden Tee because he had like 4 different versions from like the late 90s. And you know what? Even those late 90s...
Did you play 96?
we played the one with the American flag on it. I forget which one that is. I've been 98.
Jim was an expert at 96.
No, I think it might have been later than that because the GIMP and I got really good at it, and we didn't really hang around the GIMP until 99.
Yeah. I remember 2000, I think, was the first time I ever played Golden Tee.
Well, this game was fun because...
It might have been 2004 that we got really good at
it.
Yeah.
I will say the Golden Tee games still hold up. They're still fun to play.
Oh, yeah.
And we were playing it, and we only played 9 holes. And my friend was like, he's like, well, and I was doing really good. They were calling me Birdie Brigger because I was hitting every birdie like in the first couple holes. And he's like, all I have to do is wait you out until round 7, or like hole 7, then you're going to get bored.
He's got
No truer words were spoken.
You couldn't pull it out to 9. You're only doing half of the round.
Once I got through 7, 8, 9, I got a bogey, double bogey, quadruple bogey.
See,
And I lost. I came in second.
My problem isn't losing interest. Is by that time I'm a couple beers in.
Oh, I wasn't even drinking. I just get bored.
Mine's not.
See, that's your problem.
Mine's not drunk or losing interest. Mine is like, you see that little window right there that you might hit a ball through?
Oh, yeah, I did that. Yeah.
I think I can hit that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And sometimes I do.
Yeah. Sometimes
And a lot
you
of
don't.
times I don't.
I tried that a lot.
But because of the times you do, you always try.
He's like, I would go down a club. I don't think you're going to make it over the lake. Oh, I'm doing it. Did not make it.
Challenge accepted.
Yeah, it's your digital tin cup moment.
Yes, that was brought up several times.
Ball.
Yep.
Ball.
And afterwards, he's like, told you, had to just wait till 7th hole.
These are the moves you can do. I mean, if you want to like send a nuke at India, you can, but I wouldn't recommend doing that in the first turn.
I'm going to send a nuke to India. No.
not the first. Nope, I'm sending a nuke to
I'm not
India.
sending it. Best tabletop moment for me ever.
Contagion, right? Was
No,
Contagion?
tomorrow.
No.
Tomorrow. It was called the game
Tomorrow.
tomorrow. We were testing it out at a convention. It was Origins, I think.
Yeah.
Or Gen Con.
I don't remember if it was Origins or Gen Con.
I think it was Gen Con.
Yeah, and Jeff was standing next to me, and we were playing a round or two, and the guy was like, I wouldn't, I was like, can I blow up India? Like, just for fun? Like, can I just drop a nuclear bomb because there's a bomb there? Well, you can, but I wouldn't do that on the first one. No, I'm going to.
They don't put it in the game.
Yeah. If you're going to put a nuclear bomb in the game, I'm going to do it. Like, it doesn't matter what game it is.
So he's like, that's something you're doing later in the game.
Yeah.
Not to start the game. That's the end game, not the beginning.
You know, I should have told him, sir, I'm going to get bored by round 2. I'm just going to blow it up now. Let's just keep my interest now.
The thing is, we were only playing one round.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, I want to see how the nuke works.
He wasn't a big fan of me.
Not at all.
No, he did not like that.
If you only had the nuke and Golden Tee, and you could have used it on like the 6th hole,
yes,
everything would have been fine.
I think so. We've gone out a winner. So, anybody watch anything this weekend or this week?
I did. I went to the theater.
Oh, what'd you see?
I saw The Hunger Games, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes.
And?
I was entertained. It was a pretty good movie.
Like the other ones?
Yes.
Okay.
It made Snow a kind of likable or at least an understandable character. Okay. That's pretty much the Snow's origin story.
There's rumors that one of them could be Katniss. Is that who's the star of the first ones?
Katniss.
Katanas.
I don't know. I've never seen them. But the rumor is that it's the origin story of her parents.
Maybe her grandmother or something.
Or maybe like that.
Yeah. I mean, she's, 17 in the first book, and that's the 74th Hunger Games, and this is the 10th.
Wow.
Okay.
That's 64 years.
It's supposed to be a TV series, The Hunger Games. And they were going to focus each season on a different...
Yeah, I think that got dropped, didn't it?
Yes, they decided to make the prequel movie. And they'll make another one because it made decent money worldwide.
Oh, hell yeah, make a new one. It's set up to... you
can jump around and do different...
Yeah.
And you have 60 years of Snow's story to tell.
It's amazing that none of these Hunger Games go off without a hitch. Like, you would think you would stop after a while.
Well, that they kind of were going to.
Oh. Spoilers!
But now you have to watch the movie to find out what happened.
Yes.
Jeff.
They continued to do the game.
Jeff, you know me long enough.
Nope, they stopped. They stopped after the 10th.
It was over.
Jeff, you know me long enough. That's not going to happen. Come on. I watched Time Bomb Y2K. It's a documentary about the Y2K craziness in the late 90s. Yeah.
So you wasted your time?
Spoilers. It didn't happen.
Exactly.
Well, you know why it didn't happen?
Because people worked on it?
Because, people saw the problem and they stopped it from being a problem.
It was a very good documentary because they showed a lot of, news stories from that era. And so that's how they basically did it. There wasn't there was no narrator. They just kind of showed the one guy that was leading the charge, this is going to be the end of the world. And he was on everything. And then he started selling Armageddon things, and he was on one of the PBS News Hours, and they're like, aren't you making money at this? Well, I am, but I'm also warning
I'm making money scaring people, yes. What's your point?
But he's like, what happens if nothing happens in 2000? He's like, well, then we did our job. And so he's like, that's the problem, is that no one's going to know that because we spent $1 trillion on this.
He's selling a surplus now because the end of the world is going to be this election year.
Yes. Yes. Just add it now. Yeah. But it was enjoyable because
I didn't enjoy it because I was in banking at that point.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
And you want to talk about dealing with the masses and their money. Not good.
So, just to give people background, Y2K, back in the late 90s, basically the computer systems were set in stone for 1900 for the
you're
year.
making me feel old that we have to preface
we
what
really have to tell people
Yeah,
what
hold
it
on.
was.
If you got Gen Z listeners, you have to educate them.
Do
And after
we
this,
have
we can
Gen
talk
Z?
about.
Yeah, we do.
You people are too young to be listening.
No, they're not. Keep them listening.
This is mature audiences only.
And then, so the last two numbers of the computer code would switch over. Well, in 99, they were worried that it would switch over to 000, and the computers would think it's 1900 and fuck up all the systems.
Yeah.
But
nuclear reactors would go off, all this stuff.
Yeah.
It was very interesting.
Banks would crash. You'd lose all your money.
He was in banking. We were all in retail.
Yes. We were fine.
Guy I work with was...
These golf clubs, they're going to be good on January 1st.
They disintegrate.
Oh, we had to barricade the door when we left overnight.
Yeah.
So they wouldn't rush loot.
Yeah.
I
remember
in case
that.
things did go wrong, and they wanted to get to the camping equipment and the hunting and the fishing
and the guns. Yep. So it was funny. The biggest thing that I took away from it in 1997, the biggest thing I took away from it was Radio Shack was selling a 9-inch TV for $189. So, yeah. I was like,
nice.
9-inch TV.
So here's a good story. What were you guys doing on New Year's Eve?
2000?
Okay, yeah.
I don't even remember.
I think we had a party at my house.
That sounds right. That sounds right.
So me and 3 of my buddies got tuxedos, and we went to Las Vegas.
Really?
Yeah. We were in Las Vegas for
I
Y2K.
assumed they would made you work if you were in banking.
Oh, no. I had the day off. I'm like,
Did one of your friends get lost up on the roof of the hotel?
No, but we got free tickets to the ballet show and
Why?
saw a lot of boobs
What?
in the dance routine.
Why?
Why not?
Why'd you get free tickets?
Because one of our guys' brothers was in the production.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And it's like, hey, here's some free tickets to the ballets.
Do you have nice boobs?
I was about to ask that.
There was a lot of
Partly
boobs.
boobs.
And the best part was we were in the producer's booth, so we got to sit in the booth, the engineering booth. I'm sorry. And we're like, well, this is interesting. They're dancing down there topless. Well, okay, cool. And then this ramp drops from the ceiling.
Onto them?
No, over the crowd,
Crushing them.
at eye level with our booth. And there was nothing but ladies around it, and all they did was march around topless, and it was like a boob escapade.
You bring the class to the show.
It was well, when you're
A young man. Yes,
that's
true.
Interesting.
Jim
Right?
and I.
But yeah, it was pretty fun. We were in tuxedos, and we called ourselves the Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse.
No.
And a lot of people wanted their pictures with us that evening.
Nothing happened.
That's right.
In Y2K.
Yeah, I know. Unfortunately, but I had a good time.
The only thing I remember is my brother Doug was telling me this. I still remember this to this day. He's like, "Are you worried a little bit about Y2K?" This was back in the day, and I was like, "No, why?" And he's like, "Yeah, people are thinking that the computer systems might come, crash down. You might not be able to get your money." He's like, "I don't know." He's like, "I'm going to take a couple $100 out, but that's it." And then I think I took like $200 out. Like that's going to help. and
You emptied your account at the time.
yeah, pretty much. And so that was the only thing I remember. And I remember not being worried about it because I was also younger and didn't care and didn't have any money. Really.
Yeah. Besides the fact that, I really had nothing to fear because I had nothing. The biggest problem was, I trusted the people that even if something goes wrong, it will be fixed.
Shouldn't do that anymore.
The only problem is like things that you can't fix, like something goes wrong in an airplane and those computers get fucked up. That's the thing that you should be worried about, not that, my bank is confused, because it'll get fixed.
It was very interesting, though. It did do a nice lesson because they were interviewing people, like on these these news programs, and they were interviewing people, and they were like, about the internet, because the internet was new at that time, right? And they were talking about connecting people across the world. And, and the one guy was like, he's like, the people that don't have a voice finally have a voice that the world can hear. And I'm like, no, we shouldn't do that on some of this.
Yep, and look what happened.
And then they asked, I forget who it was. It was, I forget it was a world leader at the time, what they think about the internet. And they're like, what do you think the future of the internet is? And they're like, do you think it will be good or bad? And they're like, well, I think there will be some bad aspects, but overall, I think this is going to be a great thing for humanity. If they only knew. If they only knew. What do you think about it? I think it would be really good for like Star Wars and movie fans.
Oh, jeez. All the internet, ingenuity and development technology driving the internet was all driven by the porn industry, right?
Yes.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Most entertainment hardware is by the porn industry.
Why did Betamax not work?
Porn didn't adapt to it. They did VHS.
Yep.
And same thing with Blu-ray and what was the other one that they had?
The other HD
DVD.
HD DVD. HD DVD was trying to get the porn.
Was it?
That's why your phones got bigger.
For porn?
Yeah. No, I'm dead serious.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Because you look at phone technology, cell phone technology got smaller and smaller. Remember the little Nokia? Mm-hmm. And that was like the trend, get as small as possible and put it in your pocket. And then all of a sudden you can text and watch videos on it. And the porn industry said, hey, videos on phones.
Build it up.
Yeah.
Like in Zoolander, the models' phones are like...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Smaller than a grape.
Uh-huh. But how will they get in it?
Mm-hmm. Is this a school for ants?
Yeah. Like Nokia was ahead of his time. The Norwegian Nokia, which meant little hand, right?
Oh.
And you could use your Nokia to buy things in vending machines overseas, like in Norway and all that kind of stuff. They're like, you're going to be able to use this phone to buy stuff. And I remember sitting there going, bullshit. Little did I know I was going to do all my Christmas shopping on my phone.
Let me go to Amazon here.
Yeah.
Well, what was fun is they did interview Jeff Bezos in like 1997 or whatever,
Yeah.
and they were talking about him running like an online bookstore. And it was like
That's how it started.
Yeah, that's how it was. But it was just funny to look back at that stuff.
And then he was not profitable for like 20 years. Amazon didn't turn a profit for years.
Do you think they'll make it?
It's still out.
Okay.
Maybe not.
Maybe not. Okay.
That whole yacht thing may have done them in.
That's true. The divorce did not help.
Well.
The divorce did not help. So, anyone else watch anything?
Let's see. I'm caught up on Reacher if anybody else is or not.
That's what I was about to say. I binged Reacher since I couldn't watch the football game on Saturday night.
Yeah.
You didn't miss much.
Oh, no, I didn't at all. But I'm like, oh, well, I can't watch the football game, so what do we... Oh, yeah, Reacher.
Have you enjoyed Reacher?
I watched 7 episodes of Reacher on Saturday night.
Season 2, right?
Yes.
Okay. Still enjoying it, Jim?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Is he still yummy?
Oh, he is... He's yummy.
He's extra large, yummy.
I also went back and I watched the Thadland, the Blue Mountain State Rise of Thadland movie.
Oh, was he in that?
He's Thad Castle.
How was it?
It is so bad it was funny.
So we got these black and white Oreos.
Yes.
They're pretty good. Nothing special, but they're good.
Well, they have all the ingredients for them in regular Oreos they make.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the white cookie, then you have the regular cream, then you have the chocolate cream.
Yeah.
And sometimes you get it where you barely... Oh, this one's... Yeah, there's barely any white cream.
But peel it off. The other side will be like more white than dark.
I don't believe that.
No, it's not.
You didn't peel it off.
Like, toss me another
Well, the
one.
last one I had was not.
Oh, okay. Well, mine were pretty much seemed to be fairly.
These are pretty good. These are pretty good. Nothing like top 5, but they're pretty good.
Yeah, they don't make the top 5. And I will say, I ate one, the cream by itself. The cream by itself, it's just too artificial tasting.
Okay.
And then the cookie by itself was too dry. So together, they're all right.
Okay. I didn't have a problem.
But you don't take it off and then lick the cream off and then eat the cookie like you do other things.
I enjoy it. Blake, what do you think?
I'm going to eat it.
Yep.
It's an Oreo,
Put it on the box.
pretty much.
I'll eat it.
I'll eat it.
So I watched the Emmys last night.
I'm sorry. How was that?
It was fun.
Okay.
They actually,
So you're the one person in Cincinnati?
I think more than one person did, but
How'd Joey Coy do?
he didn't do it. Anthony Anderson was the host.
I heard his mom kept interrupting as the joke.
That was the joke. The joke was, we're not going to play music when you get too long. My mom's just going to yell at you to get off the stage. And apparently when we weren't watching it, she actually did yell at somebody. So I missed with somebody else, like John Oliver went up and just said he's going to just keep talking until he gets... And so he starts listing the names of people from his favorite soccer team. And so she eventually yelled at him to get off. But
She yelled at the crazy lady from White Lotus.
Jennifer Coolidge. That's the one I missed that. I guess
she had a sign that said the time was up or something like that.
Well, it wasn't so much the time was up. It was the joke she told.
What was that? Oh, yes. Never mind. Yes. Never mind. Don't say it.
Jennifer Coolidge told a bad joke.
It was from White Lotus. Mm-hmm. So it was one of her lines from the White Lotus. So we're not going to repeat that.
She did interrupt her son when they did a bit because they were celebrating the past 75 years of Emmys and television. And so they kind of had the thing about what the hell's the name of that show? American Horror Story. They were bringing a bunch of different casts back together for reunions, and they had an American History Story Coven reunion or whatnot. And I guess Anthony Anderson dressed as the guy in the
leather,
the
latex,
suit. So then he after that bit, he comes out in the robe or whatever, and he's like, it's pretty tough to take the suit off when you're in a hurry and you're all sweaty. And then he starts talking about how the sweat is going down to his and his mom's just, no, we don't want to hear about your butt.
Was it the worst use of latex since Exit to Eden? With Rosie O'Donnell?
I mean...
Were there Friends leather pants references?
No, there was no
Ross
Friends.
has leather pants on. Get the baby powder.
But, I
It turned into a paste.
I guess I should be disappointed at their in memorial or whatnot. They didn't include Joyce Randolph.
Who?
Joyce Randolph. She played Trixie Norton on The Honeymooners.
Oh, yeah, we just reported on that.
Yeah,
Did they not have enough time?
Well, she died earlier that day.
It was that day. Yeah.
So, no, they didn't have time.
We should have outrage on it.
I'm surprised there hasn't been.
I am outraged.
Apparently, I heard there was outrage that they were doing all these cast reunions and they didn't bring the surviving friends together for this.
Time out. There was outrage on the internet about something?
Outrage on the internet.
Well, maybe they didn't want to.
Yeah, I'm like, if I was one of the people, I'm like, too soon. It's
Yeah.
The only clip I watched of the Emmys was the It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia crew when they were on stage.
That was a good one.
And they are shocked they haven't won an Emmy yet.
I did watch Rob... Whatever.
McElhaney.
Yeah, I saw the photo of him watching the Philadelphia Eagles game during the Emmys.
Dee took a selfie with her.
Yeah, Dee did, and he's like, don't put the Emmys up against a wild card game. Which, apologize to all the Dallas Cowboys fans out there.
Why?
I'm not apologizing.
It's a rough day for you guys. Blake, you guys are moving on. You excited?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait,
you guys look good.
What guys are moving
The
on?
Browns, right?
Yeah, no, you missed
Oh,
the
I missed
game.
it. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, the original Browns have yet to play.
That is true. Blake, did you throw anything?
No, I enjoyed it. They got farther than I expected.
The first round?
I was joking about people. I was like, yeah, come talk to me when you're on your fourth quarterback.
Yeah.
For the season. And it was a pleasant surprise that they got to where it was, but it kind of sucked the way it ended, though.
Yeah.
Obviously, but
you weren't the best part is your team may have been embarrassed the first day, but it wasn't the big story the whole weekend. The Cowboys getting embarrassed was the big story.
Well, yeah.
Higher seed.
in the Eagles and
Eagles.
But yeah, I mean
the Eagles lost to a higher seed.
No, they didn't.
Yeah, they did.
The
Tampa was 3.
Not a better record. They won. They lost to the Buccaneers, who won their division. Who
Buccaneers were the
9-8.
Fourth, sorry.
Just because
Buccaneers
they're
were fourth seed.
a division champion.
Eagles were 5th seed,
Yeah.
a higher seed. I don't know how more specific I need to be.
Has any team collapsed?
Lesser record, higher seed.
Has anyone collapsed quicker than the Philadelphia Eagles at the end of the year?
Miami Dolphins?
1-6.
1-6 is tough, though.
They collapsed 1-6. Would there be?
They were 10-1.
Yeah.
It wasn't like they were hovering around 500 and then they went 1-6.
Well,
They were 10-1.
I don't understand some of the criticism I was listening to sports radio earlier
The New York
today.
Mets.
But they were talking about, Nick Sirianni lost the locker room. I'm like, how do you lose the locker room at 11-1?
Yeah.
Where does it start? I mean, how does it start going down? But
They were talking about him. He should be fired. Philadelphia fans, obviously.
Well,
and it's like,
They want the entire coaching staff gone.
yes.
well, you're listening to I switched over to the Manning cast for fun.
I love the
Unfortunately,
Manning
they had
cast.
that alleged murderer, Ray Lewis.
I know. I saw that.
So I had to listen to him. But you know what he was talking? He was criticizing the Eagles players for not playing as a team and calling it out on the field. And of course, Manning's calling out, why they're blitzing? Why are you leaving them an open backfield and no protection? Blah blah. So yeah, maybe the coaching staff did screw that up.
Did you see that former Bengals offensive coordinator Jay Gruden was tweeting out about, I can't believe a team would leave a quarterback out to dry this bad on these blitzes. And RG3 tweeted out, really? It was his quarterback in D.C. and just got killed.
Jay Gruden should not be talking about anything, ever. Does he have a job still?
No.
Oh. I wonder what he's doing.
Tweeting.
Yeah.
Tweeting. UFL needs coaches.
Yeah, well, they have 3 already. They got
who'd they announce?
Belichick, Saban, and Pete Carroll.
They all went to the UFL?
Yeah.
I heard Pete Carroll still has a job with Seattle. It's just not coaching.
Not by his choice.
Well, yeah, but he has a job.
He doesn't want it.
He's an advisor.
He's just He's like George Costanza. He's just not going to do anything. He's just going to be in the office.
Yeah, they put him in. They just moved his office into like the back room.
Carol, we got you the Penske file. I need you to review it. You didn't do anything with it. I did move it to the big old four.
Or is it going to be like Milton in Office Space, where they just
Put him to the basement.
and then stop paying him?
It all works out.
I didn't get my paycheck.
I have to ask Blake, as a Browns fan, are you upset that the team that used to be the Browns is the number 1 seed? The team that you traded a bunch of draft picks for and got their quarterback knocked you out of the playoffs.
And got themselves a better draft pick in the first round by doing so.
And the quarterback who you guys dumped is still in the playoffs leading his team on.
Doesn't surprise me at all. I mean, this is exactly what I expect.
Who had that on the bingo cards?
You know, I was like, there you go. Exactly the way. You know, it's going to be Ravens against Baker Mayfield in the Super Bowl. I mean, that's how it's going to work.
To be fair, if you want to trade for Joe Burrow, because Cincinnati fans said that we should keep Jake Browning.
Jake Browning's the future now.
Yeah,
We should keep Jake Browning as a backup.
No, he's a starter. He's a starter. We're trading Joe Burrow.
We were going to keep Jake Browning just for his girlfriend in her outfits.
That was the most weird dress outfit.
Hey, she made a ton of money on it.
You did.
His sister looked pretty good too. She had the black. She had the black one on.
Oh,
Yeah, but it wasn't as exposing as the white because you can see the white better than the black.
Anthony Anderson had one on too in the booth. We did have a poll of the week. Just to let you guys know, we're on Facebook at the History of Bad Ideas and on Twitter at Bad Ideas Podcast. The best part is we now have polls that you can vote on our Facebook page now. They finally adapted. They adapted. We had who's your favorite...
Haven't you been able to do polls on Facebook forever?
Not on the business pages for a bit.
Okay.
Who is your favorite secondary character from The Office? We had Kevin, Stanley, Creed, and Meredith.
I actually voted in this.
Who'd you vote for?
The winner.
Oh.
Me too.
In last place, Meredith at 5%. 5%. Stanley with 10%, which kind of surprised me.
You're black, Stanley. Barack Obama is president.
I was watching the one today. They're like, Michael's trying to get everybody into the conference room, and he's because Holly wants a meeting, and Stanley's like, "It is 5:15. I am not going into any meeting." And he's like, Michael's like, "Get in the meeting, or I will kill you all." And then winning 62% to 23%. Creed beat Kevin out. I love Creed. I didn't think he was going to win that big though.
Yeah,
Doesn't surprise me.
He stole every scene that he had.
They did a good job of not overdoing it.
Yeah.
He would have a line or two in not even every episode. So, I mean...
My favorite one is, I was watching it a couple weeks ago because I just keep watching The Office to go to sleep, is when he has blood on his shirt and it was Halloween.
Oh, I'm glad it was Halloween. I'm lucky it was Halloween today.
Picked a good day. Or when Michael goes, "There's been a murder in Savannah," and he's like, "I'll be right back, boss.
I'll be right back."
Let me put some stuff down and be right back." He gets in his car and just takes off. And you're a suspect.
Okay. Only one person's crossed Creed Bratton.
That man's name?
Creed Bratton.
This job is the only thing that keeps me from being homeless.
Low key, but on point.
Yes. So yeah, there's your thing. Blake, you got some listener feedback over there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
I gotta pick up my cookie.
Look to the cookie.
Brought to you by, no, the NFL is not scripted. All right. From that one guy.
Number one fan.
Ape-hands.
Can't give yourself a nickname.
7.
Formerly known as.
Postman.
Always rings thrice.
Beaver Hands.
Big D.
The delivery man.
Sunny D.
Doug.
Now that Hollywood Foreign Press is out at the Golden Globes. Oh, yeah, I remember that scandal. We talked about that a while ago.
Oh, we talked about that a
long
lot.
time ago.
Every year.
Are the Floppies the most corrupt award show?
Is it corrupt if we embrace it?
Yeah.
Is it corrupt if we say we take bribes?
Yeah, I think, advertising that bribes will get you awards and being upfront about it means we're not corrupt.
Yeah, we're pretty much straightforward with you.
We have the balls to say right up front in January 12 months until the floppies. Send us some bribes throughout the year. You can win Canadian of the Year. We have a try Canadians of the Year. We haven't heard from them much, though. Scab Randall, Dr. Dana.
I don't think Scab Randall's allowed on social media.
That's true. Dr. Dana and
Miss Marbles.
Miss Marbles. So, yeah. Fruity Pebbles cake.
Fruity Pebbles.
Cheesecake.
Cheesecake.
Cheesecake. Let's do this.
There you go. There's another count. How many times am I going to mention that this year?
But I mean,
We're up to 1.
honestly, if you don't,
Fruity Pebbles cheesecake.
2.
you might not win Canadian of the Year, but we can find other floppies to give you.
Don't spoil. We got some answers coming up here. We got some people. This is from the YouTube, our YouTube channel, History of Bad Ideas. You can listen to us there.
Not to be confused with Cinnamon Crunch Man.
Yeah.
Oh, no, wait. Cinnamon Crunch Toast. Oh. This is Powder Milkman. This show is 100% better than Joe Rogan.
Thank you.
That's a great honor to.
I think that's the second Joe Rogan reference that we were better than.
Oh, nice.
100% better than Joe Rogan. Less weed.
Now, the biggest problem is, if you have Joe Rogan at a 0, 100% better is still 0?
No. It's different math. You're not mathing.
I'm mathing wrong.
Mathing wrong.
Well, Joe Rogan got into a little bit of hot water this week.
What?
No.
He does his culinary tastes are a little eclectic, and he does a bunch of like videos of what he's eating.
We're not talking Army Hammer eclectic, are we?
No.
I'm talking about, hunting and,
Oh, yeah.
So he was eating, he was at a Mongolian barbecue,
Okay.
and he grabbed the octopus.
Okay.
And the people watching are like, are those still alive? And they got all bent out of shape of him eating octopus.
Why?
I don't know.
I thought he was going to eat a Mongolian, where you were leading the story.
No, but people...
He was at a Mongolian barbecue.
Because octopus
He ate a
have proved
Mongolian.
to be intelligent creatures. They're problem solvers.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah. Okay.
But people also serve them for food.
What do you think calamari is?
Yeah, but they got
Squid. That's squid.
Wait, squid. I'm sorry.
yeah.
Yeah, squid are stupid. Fuck 'em.
they got caught.
They didn't solve this problem.
Look, you dumb
They
animal.
weren't still alive, were they?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Well, there goes my
already
dolphin
dead.
meal.
Even if they were, though, because obviously, crab and lobster are cooked alive.
So
Allegedly.
Those probably people
You know
that
they
are.
are.
Those are probably people that are eating bacon without knowing that pigs are pretty smart too.
Oh, yeah.
Pigs are very smart.
And cows have
pork
personalities.
chops. Yeah, exactly.
Elephants, they mourn their dead.
Yeah.
So the last time I get an elephant burger.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever had an elephant steak, so.
Really, you're missing out. Missing out. Just to let you know, in sad news, Fox is canceled. Cannibalism is okay. The Army Hammer.
Oh.
So, speak of eating a Mongolian.
Damn you, Fox.
Cannibalism is dead.
Was it the?
What's it getting replaced with?
They're just doing a second half hour of legal custodians.
They're just showing reruns of Legal Custodian.
Yeah.
Or they're just going to show that. Was it that rugby team that crashed in the Andes over again?
Alive?
The movie Alive.
Yeah, they're just going to show that again.
And bits and pieces.
I don't get it.
I think there's a special about the Donner Pass too.
Kind of left me hungry for more.
I mean, just think about it. They beat dysentery to get that far.
Okay, okay, let's move on.
You can't do a cannibalism joke. When can you?
Well, I guess you can't swallow that one.
It's too heavy.
Yeah, where's the sound effects?
I didn't expect the sound effect. I was ready for other things. Hey.
I was hoping it would be booze.
Oh, wait, that's.
There we go.
All right.
So we got a big spectrum of
There you go.
responses to it.
Since that left a bad taste in your mouth.
I don't have booze. I've got applause.
I can
air
add you.
horn.
I can add.
I got the
booze.
cash register.
That was money, baby. God. What else you got, Blake?
From Cotton BD. Cotton with a K.
Cotton. Yes.
And capital B, capital D.
Yeah.
What's that stand for? Biggest dickus?
Yes.
I'm not sure what Cotton uses his BD for.
Big D.
There
Doug.
you go. Honorary Floppy Award goes to Graphic Novice Podcast. Oh, I didn't know they were reading podcast awards.
Yeah. You can bring it.
There you go.
Yeah.
Let's just saying, honorary Floppy Award goes to Graphic Novelist Podcast. That's what introduced me to listen to Hobie so many Floppy Award shows ago. Shout out to the original Canadian of the Year, Julius Nickel and the Velvet Fog.
The laughter, I was...
Where's the clapping? There we go. Thank you.
Button number 1 is applause.
So congratulations, Graphic Novice Podcast, defunct, for Honorary Floppy of the Year. That's how it works, people.
Yeah, you got this year's honorary floppy. It wasn't done at the regular award show.
Correct. But Cotton, thank you for listening. I do remember you starting with Graphic Novice and then coming to our show. You saw the light. We were so good, we put them out of business.
Yes, that's what happened.
Velvet Fall crossed us. Haven't heard from him since. We sent him for a hockey report.
And then what happened to Doc Stout?
Don't worry about it. We don't talk about docs. But thank you, Cotton. What else we got? Oh!
Do you have the proper music? Time to go to a higher plane. Meow God. At Meow God. What's the best buffet you have ever had? I had a New Year's dinner buffet at the Shangri-La Hotel in Kuala Lumpur. And it was so good. Fresh oysters, lobster, prawns, etc. for $70 American dollars.
It's a pretty good meal.
So seeing the pictures that he shared on Twitter, it was well worth $70.
Yes.
I was jealous.
It looked like actual good food.
It looked like incredibly good food.
I'm feeling
no
a little
octopus,
jealous.
though. No octopus.
I probably had it.
Yeah.
They
only had dumb animals
joke
like
came
the
to my
prawns.
head. What was the best Jimmy Buffett you ever had? I was like,
Changes
obviously
in
I had
attitudes, changes in attitude?
yeah, exactly. A cheeseburger in paradise, obviously.
Cheeseburger in paradise. Hey, we
Why
got
don't
that
we
So I
get
did-
drunk and screw?
Yeah, so I did mess up Meow God. I was like, the best Buffett. I'm like,
buffet.
buffet.
I've never had a good buffet. I'm not a big buffet person. I can't. I had a.
Oh, you're a germaphobe, so you...
Does not work well.
Doesn't work well for you.
We went to a Golden Corral many years ago.
Oh, no.
Me and a good friend of mine, and because he's like, it's all you can eat ribs, for this price. And I was like, oh, I was like 23, 24. I was like, yeah, that should be
yeah, I
good.
like ribs.
We went there. I did not leave the bathroom the rest of the night.
You had 2 ribs and said, that's all I can eat.
Yeah, it was pretty awful. I did ask for change for 100. You got change for 100? Going to let you, sucker.
Best buffets. There's always the casino buffets when you go to those.
I've never been
I've
to a
always
casino
been
buffet.
Disappointed by it, but everybody talks about the great casino dinners and buffets. I've yet to find one. Maybe I'm not going to the right places, but it's a bit.
Again, we went to the Hollywood, or what was it? The Argus, not the Argus. The one downtown Cincinnati. Now we went to that buffet they had.
The casino formerly known as
Hard
Jack,
Rock.
Lucky Jack,
Yeah.
or whatever it
Yeah.
was. Jack's.
I guess it's Hard Rock now.
Yeah.
It's Hard Rock now.
So we were there. I think it was Jack when we were, maybe before it was Jack. But
Was it? Oh, God, I forgot what it was before there. It wasn't Caesar's Palace, was it?
no, it was owned by Horseshoe. It was Horseshoe.
It was a horseshoe.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we were there with that one, and we got our first plate of, again, steak, potatoes, whatever. It's probably some lasagna, some other piles. So just piled it on there and ate that. Then I went and I grabbed another one of the big plates.
Surf and turf and pasta.
And I'm looking around, going to all the little spots, and nothing looks good. So I walk over to
ice cream bar?
The dessert table.
Oh, yeah.
And they only have like really small plates for the dessert table.
But when you bring a big plate with you from
dinner table.
Yeah, I loaded it up with desserts.
You know what? Big difference. The buffet on the cruise that we went on was pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
That was pretty good.
That was a good buffet.
Yeah. That was a pretty good one.
I'm not going. I like me some bad Chinese buffet.
Oh no!
I've done a lot of that.
For a buffet, Chinese food is made for buffets.
Some Chinese food is
Well, yes, some obviously. Not every dish is great for a buffet, but you can usually get a good meal out of a Chinese buffet.
Okay.
Although I remember on the cruise one night they had a chocolate buffet.
Yes.
Like it was just celebrating chocolates of the world.
Yes.
And I realized I don't like chocolates of the world. I like Hershey.
You just like Hershey, Pennsylvania?
I like that sweet, bitter, burnt tasting chocolate that full of sugar that Hershey's serves. I'm like eating this. I'm like, oh, this is dry. Oh, what's that taste? Oh, wait, where's the good chocolate?
He's no fan of Toblerone.
What else we got, Blake?
Brought to you from Chat GPT, Ryan L. Terry at RL Terry 1. Why have we seen what Skynet can do and still proceed to do exactly what Sarah and John Connor warn against?
Not everybody saw the movie. I'm taking it. So
Terminator.
So they don't know that they're not aware of the history and they're repeating it.
Yes.
Because as a group mind, humans can be stupid.
So we can be eaten.
Would we call it a group mind? Well, we call it a hive mentality.
Well, same difference. I don't know. It's everyone. I mean, individuals will point out and say, "Hey, this is a bad idea," but on the whole, everyone will.
Correct. I have in my hand all the information
in the world,
no knowledge.
Yep. They're remaking the dodo bird. They're bringing the dodo bird back and a mastodon. And people are literally going, we have made 6 movies about this. Please don't do this.
No, but I would love for them to bring the dodo bird back because I heard that it was a delicious thing to
that
eat.
could be good.
Yeah.
I mean, that was Nandor's wish for his wedding was to have dodo served.
That's true. Yes, AI is going to destroy us all. And then we'll be like, we never saw it coming. No, we did.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I saw the thing where they had some, I don't remember what, I didn't see what company it was, but they had 2 independent AI minds set up, and they started talking to each other in secret code, like they invented their own language, so they had to shut them down because they didn't know what they were saying to each other.
It's only like there was a TV show called Westworld that could have come out and shown us what the future held.
Actually, I think they did. They did break the code. It was like, what are you wearing right now?
You up? Booty call.
We're all the same.
That's right.
But it's just up.
You know what I'm scared of? I'm not scared of the mastodons. I'm scared of the whatever's going to come out of the permafrost, whether it's Antarctica or Alaska or Siberia.
Giants. We've talked about this before.
Yeah.
There's giants coming out of the permafrost.
Bacteria.
Yes.
Plague.
Cthulhu.
Yeah. Cthulhu.
That might be the least of our worries.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, the elder gods were fucked.
Somebody over 80 years old being president. I mean, there's many things that could come out of that permafrost.
I'm still waiting for the super volcano to explode.
Oh, it's happening.
Yeah.
It's happening.
It'll be there.
You know what? There will be a person, a tourist, poking a stick at it.
Oh, yeah, they will.
That's what sets it off. Somebody throws their trash in it.
Look at this nature. Here's my Coke bottle.
I mean, I really think it's. I mean, those geysers or whatever are probably what's keeping the pressure from actually building up too high.
So they're doing a God's work by poking a hole into it with the stick.
Yeah. So
oh yeah,
put a stick and a vent
You know what they should do? They should actually get into those sulfur pits.
They should.
And then poke the stick in it. Just go ahead.
You know, I think that's what's keeping the volcano at bay is all the sacrifices of people walking in. And it's probably about ready to explode because they're stopping all the idiots from sacrificing themselves.
Yeah, you saw Joe versus Volcano.
Yeah, we're no longer throwing people in as for sacrifice, and people are
They're walking involuntarily.
We're willfully walking in.
And now we're trying to stop them from doing that.
The volcano's like, guys, I'm filled. Please. I'm full. Like, I don't need any more. I'm good for the next 20 years. No, here comes another guy.
Oh, I'm gonna poke this. Oh, look, a grizzly bear. I'm gonna pet him.
It's just a cub and his mom.
Yeah.
It'll be fine.
I'm gonna pick up this bear cub.
This is gonna get me 10 more followers on Twitter.
I'm gonna ride this bison. You know, hey, I do pretty well at the bar at the electric bull,
Look at this fluffy cow.
mechanical bull. That's right.
Hey, this deer has really big antlers. I'm going to go up to it. It'll be fine.
Okay, listeners, please do not do any of this.
Disclaimer.
Or
Wait, hold on.
Please video it.
If you're stupid enough, please do, because we need to keep the sacrifices going.
The super volcano cannot win.
But don't say you did it because you heard it here.
Say you saw it on the Joe Rogan show.
Yeah.
Or Graphic Novice. They told you that.
Pittsburgh Nerd told me to do this.
Finish this up here, Blake. What do we got?
Yeah. So, where am I? From Professor Number One and Doctor Number One, not Chat GPT. Breaking news at the edgy convenience store, Come and Go.
KUM.
Yeah. Is changing its name after the new owners plan to class up the place.
What?
What are some alternative names the owners can call it?
Sperm and Go?
Screw an Uber?
Yeah. Screw an Uber. Not
Handies?
screw into.
No. Screw
What's that?
an Uber.
Andes?
Handies. That's like that. I like that.
Bucky's.
Aw, with a K.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because the store now is called Bucci's.
That's right. It's classy.
Beaver Nuts.
Oh, I like beaver nuts.
Beavers.
Oh.
Go and come?
Maybe pre-come and go?
You know, at what point in time are you sitting on that board and going, nope, we're sticking with Come and Go? And how many years? I mean, you're now in 2024 and you finally, all right, we got to sell it. That's it. We're out.
We're out. We're all spent. It's been a good run.
You know, we've been trying to push for that Pornhub sponsorship now for years and they haven't been.
I'm going to get a come. No, it's not coming. It's now these nuts.
We're 12. You got me some News of the Geek over there, Jeff?
I did until Blake made me change my
No.
page, and now I have to find the new one. Oh, here we go.
Yes, what we got?
I hit the wrong button.
Seriously.
Yep, seriously.
We still recording?
Yes, we are. It's time for a brand new installment of the News of the Geek.
Blake's harassing the people in the green room.
Well, it's 117 degrees in the studio.
Yes.
And Blake's usually cold.
Yeah. The News of the Geek this week. PerVariety.com, where Jeff gets all of his news from.
None of my news come from there.
Fox has given a script commitment to ElfQuest, a 1-hour animated drama series based on the epic fantasy adventure comic series created by Wendy and Richard Pini. Created in 1978, ElfQuest, published by Dark Horse Comics, is a fantasy story about a community of elves.
Fancy? No, it's a fantasy.
Yeah, fancy story.
Fancy, I didn't even notice.
It's a fancy story about elves, about a community of elves and other fictional species, walking trees, who struggle to survive and coexist on a primitive Earth-like planet with 2 moons. Quote, ElfQuest couldn't be in better hands, said Wendy and Richard Pini in a statement to Deadline while they count their money. Quote, our collaborators trust the stories. We have the highest regard for their previous achievements, and they have our blessing and input. We know their adaptation of ElfQuest will be a dream come true. Susan Arneson most recently served as showrunner and executive producer on The Last Amazon for Netflix. She also began her career on South Park, where she worked for 6 seasons. She also worked on Malibu Country, Mr. Robinson, and Portertown, and previously served as co-executive producer on The Continental for Stars and Lionsgate, The Tick for Amazon, and Preacher. She's going. Let's see.
Not related to Dave Arneson.
Correct. Modern Magic is the producing studio. They said Wendy and Richard created and sustained one of the most successful independent comics of all time. It's vividly influenced many of our favorite movies and creators. Along with Susan Arneson, we'll see their achievement as a perfect jumping-off point to explore how post-Spider-Verse animation can take the fantasy genre someplace we haven't seen before. If you're an artist who this speaks to, let us know. We're looking for you. So basically, hey, we need artists. Who's out there?
No, that's kind of cool. ElfQuest I always enjoyed, and yeah, if you're doing a inspired by Spider-Verse animation, I think that should be pretty cool.
I think Marvel eventually picked it up. It's independent, but I think Marvel picked it up eventually. Or it's sold through Marvel?
It was Dark Horse, is what you just said earlier, and
I thought it was Marvel had it though for a while.
Yeah, actually, I heard Marvel is going to use ElfQuest as a new big bad evil to replace John
Kang.
Hunter.
Yes,
Kang.
yes.
Yeah.
Let's see here. I know ElfQuest has been they were talking about movies for a while. They've been trying to get this off the ground for years.
They've had an RPG game on ElfQuest.
Really?
As well. Mm-hmm.
Speaking of video games, Blake, this is right up your alley.
I love this article.
Per PCGamer.com.
Where Blake gets all of his news.
A TikToker is deliberately developing the worst game of all time, which includes impossible platforming, unskippable dialogue, and a rocket launcher that has to be reloaded 150 times between each shot. Starting in November last year, creator Everywhere Nowhere set out to deliberately make the worst video game, combining their own pet peeves with suggestions from commentators. Each video in the series shows the developer...
Commentators.
Shut up. Each video in the series shows the developer adding new dreadful features to the game that make it even worse each time.
I like
Monster Sniper Season 3 can be played at the developer's itch.io page, and actually getting your hands on it is a whole other world of pain. Thanks to maybe the most ungodly control scheme ever devised, in which you control the hero's movement with the mouse and control your weapon with the keyboard, it's almost impossible to steer through the ludicrously unfair platforming sequences. This is the best part. The music consists of one screeching, looping flute solo. Every time you die, which is constantly, it starts over. As it stands, it's a 2D platformer about a poorly drawn rat with a boomerang and a rocket launcher. Here's just a selection of some of its infuriating features.
I love some of these, man. They're awesome.
Enemies, including swarms of tiny ants and aggressive bats, both of which are faster than the player. Loud, out-of-tune flute music that loops every 20 seconds and can't be turned down unless you buy a specific upgrade.
Ooh.
To buy upgrades, you have to get fish through an almost impossible fishing minigame, then trade those fish on an entirely random stock market to earn fish coins.
Yes. So in order to upgrade, you have to go through hell in order to upgrade, too, to turn off annoying features. It's great.
However, the vast majority of the upgrades actually do nothing.
I like this next part because we bitched about this with Xbox.
It's always online because it had to send an HTTP request to Yahoo in order to start.
Yeah.
In order to reload the rocket launcher, you have to charge it by pressing the reload key 150 times. If you go too fast, it breaks.
You have to start over again. Yeah.
To switch over to your boomerang, you have to solve a math problem.
This is great. This is
There's
great.
an NPC in the game that, if talked to, launches into a 150-line unskippable monologue that includes his life story and several of his favorite recipes. I like tomato bisque. There's a cute dog, but if you try to pet it, it explodes into hostile ants.
That's right.
You only have 5 saves. Once you use them all, you can't save at all anymore.
Nice.
The main character's mood is constantly dropping, so you have to type in compliments for him to keep going.
That might be my favorite thing in there.
I have a rat that's depressed.
Yeah.
One attempt to beat the first level very early on in the game's life, when it was still mostly just a basic platformer, took 145 tries.
You can do it, Cool Ranch. We have faith in you.
A more recent attempt to beat level 2 took over 1,000. This is amazing. Can't wait till this come on the Switch.
They're going to have it at the Super Cincy Expo.
I think they might. This is amazing. I just like that you have to.
Yeah.
He's depressed.
I'm going to intentionally make the worst game ever. And it includes everything that people hate about video games.
Yes.
And tropes.
I just like that if you pet the dog, it explodes.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I like the NPC, 150-line monologue.
Unskippable.
And finally, the disgusting story of the week. Per Complex, where Jim gets all of his news from, a Florida man, is suing an Orlando Dunkin' location for negligence for allegedly being injured by an exploding toilet at the fast food chain 1 year ago.
Pay the man.
According to Associated Press, Paul Couric...
Not related to Jack Kerouac.
Same thing.
Because he apparently doesn't pronounce his name the same.
Seeks more than $100,000 for suffering from severe and long-term injuries, reads a lawsuit filed on Wednesday in Orlando.
Pay the man.
Kevorkian claims that while visiting a Dunkin's location in Winter Park, Florida last year, he was in the restroom when faced with a toilet explosion. Ugh. Upon leaving the restroom, kerosene was covered in feces, urine, and debris and requested help from Dunkin' employees and the store's manager.
Pay the man.
I like feces, urine, and unidentified debris.
The man was told by an employee that they were aware of the problem of the toilets due to previous incidents, but he didn't provide them with further information about the explosion.
Pay the man.
The lawsuit states that Couric endured bodily injury, with the man having to seek mental health care and counseling as a result of the trauma experience since January 2022. In a statement, Keresina, lawyers Scott Spradley said that his client continues to suffer with mental and emotional instability from the shocking nightmarish scenario, including PTSD-like symptoms. Systems. We are hopeful that the lawsuit will result in Mr. Kerosene being justly compensated for his injuries.
You said kerosene twice.
Damn it. Even though the imagery will never be forgotten.
Never.
Creosote was right out there and he never used it.
I apologize. KY Jelly, too.
Or Karuk.
I am against a lot of frivolous lawsuits.
Yes.
This dude deserves to get his money.
$100,000 is not bad.
No.
Well, hold on a second. Was the feces and urine his own?
It doesn't matter.
The feces was, but not the urine.
They were aware that their toilet had a tendency to explode.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yet still left it open to the public.
Yep.
Yes.
To be fair, it didn't explode all the time.
Just on this poor man. Pay him.
Hey, that's our 5th toilet this week.
You know why? Because they didn't sacrifice enough people. Yeah. It exploded.
Maybe they can give him a free copy of Monster Sniper Season 3. It's part of the settlement.
His Jackie Chiles should be his lawyer.
It's ludicrous.
He'll get coffee for life.
Yeah, but then he'll use balm.
Who told you to settle it?
Who told you to use the balm? I didn't tell you to use any balm.
The maestro did. Okay, Jeff, what do you got?
My caddy.
It's time for Box Office Bombs.
Ooh, we got a bomb this week. Per 411 Mania, the Book of Clarence, the biblical comedy brought in just $2.8 million through Sunday, $3 million through Monday because it was a holiday weekend, well below the expected mid to high single-digit start. The release is looking DOA against a $40 million budget.
No, the person that wrote it.
The release?
This is what happens when Brian doesn't show up.
I know.
Yeah, the Book of Clarence, I read one review, is the issue that they're having because of the movie bombing is because it's a comedy that doesn't make fun of the religious groups, but religious groups don't like comedies because they think they will be made fun of in it.
Or any comedy related to biblical
Correct.
comedy.
So they're like, it's a very touchy subject to go on. So, yeah, it did not do well. So, what else we got?
I think I might have to go see the Book of Clarence now.
Yeah, it wouldn't.
But it makes fun of religious people.
It doesn't, though.
Oh, well, then why make a religious comedy if you're not making fun of religious people?
I don't know, Jeff. I didn't write it.
Although, Life of Brian didn't make fun of religious people, but was a religious comedy.
You're just Passion of the Christ.
Dogma.
You know it's pretty good if you go and go watch some of the old BBC television interviews where they're like attacking Palin and Cleese. Mm-hmm. You know, they got like the Archbishop of the English Church like on a panel talk show with them, basically telling them they're going to hell and all this other kind of stuff. But you know, they're and you're right. They're constantly saying we're not making fun of religion. That's not the goal of this thing.
Have you watched the movie?
Yeah.
No, and that's the problem.
No, people don't. Most of the problem too. You're trivializing a very important.
You have to ban these books. Well, did you read the books? No,
they weren't making fun of religion. They were making fun of people who have to blindly follow others, which is religious people.
Yeah. There was a.
It doesn't have to be religious anymore.
No, it doesn't have to.
But no, it is very interesting to go watch those interviews with and the characters of Monty Python, the players talking, basically defending themselves and explaining what comedy is.
There was a local news story probably about a couple months ago that a book fair at a school was selling a book about two women that love each other, that fall in love, like two teenage girls, and it was like a graphic novel, and it wasn't graphic. They just kissed in it. And so the best part is,
you know the definition of graphic novel.
There's Billy Bob, who was mad, and he was leading a ban that they needed to kick this book out of the book fair from now on. And honest to God, the reporter's like, well, did you read the book? And they're like, no, I just heard what my son told me. Stop it. Just stop.
At least read it first.
Yes. I hate people.
I mean, there are actually people out there that get mad when women kiss.
I guess. Now I go down to my diamonds down here.
They're teaching my son to go in a room by himself and then women kiss.
I have to go down to Diamonds to see women kiss.
I gotta log into the porn on my phone.
And we don't have internet at our house, so I have to do it at the library.
I got this tree app.
What's that noise?
Don't worry about it, son. Go back to bed.
So anyway, the top 5 of the week. Coming in at number 1, Mean Girls made $28 million, a total of $32 million in its opening weekend on a $30 million budget.
This is the weekend, and then add the Monday to it because Martin Luther King holiday.
All right, so I'm out of it, obviously, since I've been here for a couple weeks.
Yes.
It's a musical.
Oh, I thought the Mean Girls, the musical, was going to be on Broadway.
It already has been. They now turned it into a movie.
Oh.
You know, kind of like they did with The Producers and what was the other one?
Wicked's coming out soon.
Which surprised that it hasn't come out yet.
They keep getting delayed. That's the problem. They keep rewriting, and the strike killed it.
Hairspray was the other. Where it was a movie, then they turned it into a musical, then they turned it into a movie of a musical
movie, and it's just a vicious circle.
Well, during the Emmys last night, Amy Poehler and Tina Fey were giving away one of the awards, and they set it up that they were at the Saturday Night Live News Weekend Update desk as they presented the award. And
they were on SNL?
Yeah, they were.
Oh.
And Amy Poehler made a joke about, the musical based on a movie that's soon to be a movie itself. And then Tina Fey peeks her head over onto Amy Poehler's shot and says, not that there's anything wrong with that or something like that.
What else?
Anyway, coming in at number 2, The Beekeeper made $17 million, a total of $19 million in its opening weekend on an unknown budget.
Which is more than they thought.
I can't watch that movie because of the previews. Jason Statham's artificially black beard is really annoying me.
But he's not kicking sharks, so it's got to be better than every other Jason Statham movie where he kicks sharks.
I punched a bee. I punched the queen.
Coming in at number 3, Wonka made $8.5 million, a total of $179 million on a $125 million budget.
Disdain from Jim's face every time I do Jason Statham impressions.
Oh, you're doing a Jason Statham impression?
I'm Jason Statham. I punched a bee.
I was just confused. I had no idea what it was from.
I gotcha.
I thought we were still banning books over there.
Coming in at number 4, Anyone But You made $7 million, a total of $56.5 million on a budget of $25 million.
Punched a book.
And coming in at number 5, Migration made $6.2 million, a total of $88 million on a $72 million budget.
Slowly but surely, it's coming up.
Yeah, I don't know. I think they wanted more money than that. If their budget was 88,
yeah,
or 72. Budget was 72, 88, just I don't think it's
hit
enough
100 though. If it by the end of the box office.
Yeah, if it limps along a couple more million every week.
If The Cruise 2 was able to do it during the pandemic.
Well, during the pandemic, it was the only movie out for 6 months.
It made $600 this week. Still gone.
There were a lot of kids at the movies on Monday.
Yeah. For MLK?
Yeah.
For Migration?
Yes.
They weren't in the movie I saw, so.
What's it about? Is that a cartoon? Is that an animated
It's about
movie?
ducks flying south.
Oh.
Yeah. It really is.
I thought you were joking.
No, that's it. I saw it, yeah.
Yeah.
It was cute.
Oh.
It was cute.
Hey, wait a minute. Is that the joke about the duck buying a plane ticket to fly south?
Yes.
Or is that a commercial?
That commercial is
that is
tie-in
it.
with Migration, yes.
What do you mean, Blake? You go 1 for 3 on shows this year, and look what happened.
Yes, that animated duck is a character in Migration.
I thought it was an airline commercial.
It's all coming together, Blake. It's all coming together.
I thought it was
You're fine.
Well, it is an airline commercial. It's just a tie-in with the Migration movie. Upcoming January 19th, we have ISS.
Yeah.
Tensions flare in the near future aboard the International Space Station as a conflict breaks out on Earth. Reeling, the U.S. and Russian astronauts receive orders from the ground. Take control of the station at any means necessary.
Ooh, sounds ominous.
Yeah, I saw it. It looks, the concept sounds pretty cool.
Movie does not look good.
No?
No.
I think it looks okay.
Also coming out, we have Founders Day.
A small town is shaken by a series of ominous killings in the days leading up to a heated mayoral election.
Oh.
I
know
thought this was
nothing about this.
about oatmeal stout or something.
This is Naomi Grace, Devin Druid, William Roos, Amy Hargraves, Catherine Curtin, Amelia McCarthy. Yeah, a bunch of people I don't know.
Okay.
All right. And finally, a movie by the title of Origin.
I'm so tired of seeing this trailer.
Is it an origin story?
I assumed it was.
It's a prequel.
The unspoken system that has shaped America and chronicles how lives today are defined by a hierarchy of human divisions.
The one scene is the woman is in college and the professor's like, that doesn't support your thesis. And I'm like, oh my God, this looks awful. I don't care.
So we're not going to talk about Cult Killer?
No.
It comes out this week?
What's called Killer?
Apparently, it's a movie that comes out this week.
Thank you.
When a renowned private investigator is murdered, his protege takes on the case. As her investigation unfolds, she is forced into a dangerous alliance with his killer to uncover the town's grisly secrets and bring justice to its victim.
Who's in it? Scott Baio?
No. Shelley Helling, Alice Eve,
I heard of her.
Owen Fulrere, Antonio Banderas,
Heard of him.
My name is Antonio Banderas.
No more she-shat.
You killed my family.
Dunning, Kim DeLonghi, Paul Reed.
Love him as a singer. Let's see here. Okay.
Or we're not going to talk about what else.
No, it's only ones that are opening nationally.
Sunrise.
Nope.
Sunrise, sunset. Sunrise, sunset.
Owen Fulrere again with Guy Pearce, Alex Pettifer, Kurt Yeager, William Gow.
Gout?
And these are opening up nationally.
Oh, well, not according to the book or to the website that I was on.
Not according to the one place that Jason got his information from.
According to IMDb,
Well, then you fucking do the outline next week.
not my job. I'm not the intern.
It's not my job. You fucking write it.
Well, that's because you promoted the intern and they haven't replaced
I don't
him.
want it. Someone else do the fucking outline. Anyways, give me some top 5 music, Jeff. Jeez, you have one job. Okay, top 5 this week. Top 5 films that are pure and totally 1980s. So you watch it and you're like, oh, this is a 1980s film.
Totally.
Wait.
Yes.
Do I have to say, ooh, this is a 1980s film?
No, it could be good, too.
Okay, because the way you said it.
No. I apologize. Like, oh, this is a pure 1980s.
Yes, this is the 80s.
Yeah.
I have some of each on my list.
Okay. Go ahead, Jeff. You start.
Oh, now I got to pull up my list.
Okay.
I'm going right out of the gate. I'm taking my sports movie.
Okay.
Thought, what sports movie screams the 80s more than Side Out?
Oh, yeah, the volleyball movie.
Yeah.
C. Thomas Howell?
C. Thomas Howell and Peter Horton.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Did it have Susan Anton in it?
I don't think so. I could be wrong, but...
Number 5 for you?
All right, so, man, I was like, this is going to be tough. And then I went out of control. Then I had to rein myself in.
Yep.
So, all right, so I had a Hobie number 5 to show technology, special effects technology in the 80s that was on its way out and the new technology coming in. So I Hobied it with Clash of the Titans in 1981.
Okay.
With Harry Hooverhausen?
Harry Hamlin?
Harry
Hamlin's in it, but he's
Harry,
talking about
Harry Hamlin's in it, but the special effects, the
Harryhausen.
Harryhausen.
Okay.
The stop motion animographic, stop motion special effects. And then the next year we slide into cutting edge Tron in 1982.
I didn't think of Tron.
Nobody should ever think of Tron.
Thought of Clash of the Titans.
Unless you think of the 80s.
Yes,
you
true.
think of Tron. And it spawned a video game, arcade game.
It did.
The arcade game was the best part of the movie.
Yeah. And the soundtrack of the arcade game was better than the soundtrack in the movie. But speeder bikes were pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
I thought of Clash of the Titans because in the 80s I loved that movie. But I guess just because the subject matter takes place, pre...
Ancient Greece.
Yeah. That didn't scream 80s to me.
Yeah. But it
did have the cool mechanical owl.
Yes. And so I did pick it because it was like ushering in one old special effects and sliding into the new.
Yeah. I like that.
So that's what I did there. That's what I did there. You know the best thing about that Tron video game?
What's that?
When your dude gets sucked up into the cone or whatever it is, he gets sucked up and they play that music. You can take that spinner dial, what is it, the throttle, and spin it, and it looks like he's swimming his way up.
Because his arms are moving.
That's right. If you're at the
arcade,
so it's like Super Cincy Expo.
You can try it there and see what I'm talking about.
You can also buy the arcade 1-up version of it, too. Tron is for sale.
There you go.
By the company that makes the arcade 1-up. Jim, number 5.
Number 5, this movie's out in 1982. A fantasy adventure film, The Dark Crystal.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
It's a good one.
Man, that wraps in all the Muppet movies.
Gelfling.
And that was huge in the 80s.
Skeksis eat Gelfling.
Dang, I wish I would have thought that one.
Jim Henson and Frank Oz directed.
Yeah.
My number 5.
How could I not forget the Muppet movie?
Number 5 for me is...
Moving right along.
Is Adventures in Babysitting. That is a pure 1980s. The babysitter, the young blonde girl.
No parents.
No parents.
Right.
That's type of story. They go into the big city.
Teenage Odyssey.
Yep.
Meets Thor.
Yep, meets Thor. Don't fuck with the babysitter.
You were a guest on 440 going on 14 when they talked about that, right?
Yes. Adventures in Babysitting, yes.
Number 4 for me.
Yeah, those are the good old days with that podcast.
This is one of the first ones I thought of. Shoulder pads and all. Working Girl.
Oh, yeah.
And, man, dang.
It didn't come to me, but yeah, pure...
You could even Hobie that with with a 9 to 5 with Dolly Parton.
Ooh.
Yeah.
9 to 5 is a great movie.
It is,
Yeah.
but Working Girl is pure.
Yeah, Working Girl is when you think of the 80s.
That's what you see.
Yeah, like fashion-wise anything, or at least in the business world.
Yep. Number 4 for you?
Number 4, I think every kid watched this movie in the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
Porky's.
Oh, that is a good one.
Dude.
The sex romp movie of the 80s.
That segues perfectly into my number 4.
What did you have? Porky's 2?
I had Bachelor Party.
Bachelor Party. I forgot about that.
And the reason I had that in 1984, the reason I had that because it was the teen sexploitation comedy that the 80s had. Everything from what Ski Party or whatever the hell it is. Ski Patrol, Bachelor Party, Private School, which I've talked about many times on this podcast.
It's one of Blake's favorites.
And but you can't make those movies nowadays.
No. Jeff, number 4?
Number 4 for me, I hobied this. Mid-80s dance and fashion and taste driving. Ooh. I got Flashdance.
Oh, I was about to go say...
And Footloose.
Yes!
I hobied those two
both
together.
started with
Kick off your shoes. Kick off your shoes and Footloose.
Who was that with Kevin Bacon? Was that Penn?
Chris Penn.
Yeah, Chris Penn.
Chris Penn played Willard. Yes. What's her name? Sarah Jessica Parker was in it.
Yeah.
And I forgot the lead woman. Diane Wiest and John Lithgow played the evil people.
Oh, it was John Lithgow.
I mean, there's a good chance that Diane Lane was in one of those movies.
Yes.
Right?
With her gloves.
Anybody have The Outsiders on their list?
Was that your number 3?
No.
Oh.
Jesus Christ, there's another genre I completely forgot. All right, anyway.
What's your number 3?
Well, yeah. A genre about the 50s and the 80s?
Oh, the Brat Pack.
Oh, well, if you're talking about the Brat Pack, my number 3, I went ahead and hobied.
Taps?
Okay. No, I don't have taps. Oh, I'm flat out going Breakfast Club and St. Elmo's Fire.
I was going to say St. Elmo's Fire's got to be in there.
All right, that's my number 2. I basically said any John Hughes movie.
Yep.
Yeah.
However, I had to specifically break it down to like Breakfast Club.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you got me there.
Breakfast Club and St. Elmo's Fire. What I loved about those was 3 of the main characters, or the main actors, were the same. It was released in the same year. In the one, they were high school students. In the next, they were college graduates. 6 months later, they are graduating college after detention in high school.
So it's almost kind of like Better Off Dead into One Crazy Summer, which are 80s movies.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
One Crazy Summer.
That's right.
Lane Meyer. Once a proud champion.
I let you Better Off Dead was
Down to
a
mom.
honorable mention for me.
In
I have
moppishness.
it as one of mine, too.
Number 3?
My number 3. All right. I should have gone with the genre of the kids gone amok on their Odyssey. No parents. Weird shit happens. You're like, where's the parent? Yeah, The Goonies.
That's my number 3.
That was your number
Yep,
3, too?
I got it
You
right
hate
here.
the Goonies.
I hate that film.
Yeah,
but
so
that's
you're talking-
pure 1980s.
Adventures in Babysitting,
Yep.
Goonies, same
Yep.
thing. Yeah, kids, all that kind of fun stuff, man.
Number 3?
I have kind of a horror film,
Okay.
Night of the Comet.
The cheerleader with the Uzi.
Yeah,
Horror comedy.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
a good one. I like that.
Horror comedy. You're right.
That says 80s.
Yep.
That is pure 80s.
Number 3 for me was The Goonies.
Yeah.
Number 2 for me, pure 1980s. My God.
Horror.
No. Testosterone Men, Top Gun.
I wrote that down as a last thought after I already had my top 5. I said
Gun.
there's nothing that epitomizes U.S. military in the 80s
Yep.
than 1986 Top Gun.
Yep.
And topless volleyball.
Yes.
Yes. Playing with the boys.
Number 2?
Number 2, I kind of have to talk about something I was just on, Everything I Learned from Movies with Steve and Izzy, and I talked about the television show, but I'll go with the movie Highlander.
There could be
Only one.
There could be only one. You're right.
It won the Academy Award for Best Movie Ever.
Yeah. And has a Queen soundtrack.
Yeah. Not to be confused with Flash Gordon in that Queen soundtrack. Although,
Savior of the universe.
that's 80s.
It is.
It is 80s.
Oh, man.
Although that's an 80s, it's a throwback to the 50s or whatever.
Well,
Because
it
it's a
was made in the
50s.
Flash Gordon, quarterback, New York Jets.
Number
Or don't forget, if we're talking Queen songs in movies, you can't forget about Iron Eagle.
That's right.
Oh, Louis Gossett Jr.
With One Vision, the
That's
Queen
right.
song.
Top Gun, Iron Eagle.
The poor man's Top Gun.
Yeah, pretty much.
Number 2 for you.
Planes are in. We must make our own.
Number 2 for you.
My number 2 was the John, and
John Hughes.
Breakfast Club, any John Hughes, any of them, but
16
Breakfast Club,
Candles, Pretty in Pink.
yeah, all of them.
Some kind of wonderful.
Yeah, they're all. Yeah, oh yeah.
Planes, Trains, Automobiles.
Hey. It's a great film. Love that film.
No one said any of these were bad films.
It's not pure 1980s, though.
It's John Hughes.
Yeah, but it's not 80s. Like, I know
not?
it's made in 80s, but
Trains and
Alone.
Automobiles?
I don't think it's pure
what year
80s.
What
No,
year did-
it was made in the 80s, but I don't think it's like a pure 1980s film.
It's timeless.
It is.
I mean, kids today will probably watch that and say, "How do they know they're not going in it? How do they get around with no Waze or Google Maps?
Why can't they just use their cell phone?
What do you mean I'm going the wrong way?
They don't even know where I'm going.
You know where I'm going?
Thank
You're
you.
going the wrong way."
Number 2 for you?
Number 2 for me, I have to go with the testosterone riddled Red Dawn.
Oh,
Yes.
that's a good one.
And more Brat Pack.
Wolverines!
And
I thought of that one, but
Pure 80s as being the first movie released with a PG-13 rating.
Ooh, pure 80s right there.
I thought it was Temple of Doom. Oh, Temple of Doom made it.
Yeah, Temple of Doom was PG, and
Yes.
they said, we need something.
In between.
Yeah.
Number 1?
Oh, number 1 for me. Yeah, when you think of 80s, you think of Cocktail.
Oh, God, the Bart.
Well, Top Gun and then Cocktail. Yeah.
Could we make Tom...
That's the Maverick of bartending.
Can we put
Exactly.
Top Gun into a bar?
We're making bartending a competitive adventure. And
Brian Brown's career is going to really take off now.
well, he was in FX.
Yeah.
Never thought I would hear a FX reference. Number 1 for you?
All right, now this one, unfortunately, I gotta kill the mood here with some seriousness.
Oh, no.
If you're an 80s kid, Gen Xer, you always grew up under the threat of global thermonuclear
I know
war.
where you're going.
War games.
Yep.
Would you like to play a game?
Hello, Joshua.
Yes. Hello, Professor.
Stephen Hawking.
I forget. Hello. So you think about it, and at the time it was like cutting edge. Ooh, computer. But eventually there is no winning this.
Let's play tic-tac-toe.
Yeah. Oh, how about global
thermonuclear war.
Can't we just play Stratego?
And then 40 years later, it's all coming relevant again.
They're going to make a new one.
Circles back around.
Circle of Life. Or Death.
Yeah.
Jim, number 1?
I had to Hobie this because these two movies were just probably two of my favorites. Mm-hmm. And it would be Stand By Me.
Oh, okay.
Another one where the kids are left alone. And Inconceivable.
Princess
that no one else said.
Bride.
The Princess Bride.
Yes,
that film.
but I think of that more as just a classic.
It's a classic. It's a
Timeless.
storybook. It doesn't.
But no,
it didn't take place in the 80s.
Yeah.
It took place in all.
Anybody
in all
want a peanut?
time.
But it did have Columbo in it, and it had Wonder
and Kevin Arnold.
Young Kevin Arnold before he was Kevin Arnold.
Have fun storming the castle.
and Billy Crystal. It's more
Yep.
80s than Billy Crystal.
And
A nice mutton, lettuce, and tomato
who's his
sandwich.
wife? Who's his wife?
Carol Kane.
Yeah,
Yep.
Carol Kane. That's right. 80s.
Okay. My number.
Andre the Giant. That's
Yeah. The Wonder Years. Kid.
Light him?
Yeah.
Not yet.
Kevin Arnold.
Oh, Kevin Arnold. Sorry.
My number 1.
Number 2.
This is the reason I thought of this one. Is I had this on the other day, and I love it. I don't know why.
I don't
It's not
think
good.
Kevin Arnold means what you think it means.
The whole Police Academy series, specifically Police Academy 2.
Specifically, too.
Yeah.
The one where Bobcat Goldthwait is the bad guy.
First
In
one
the old zoo.
Yep.
The biker gang
The
hanging
first-
out in the old zoo.
Because you just like hooks. Freeze, you dirtbag!
Crazy dirtbag.
yeah.
No, number 1 is like a good movie.
Sweet Chuck was his favorite.
Yeah.
But
One was not a good movie.
yes, it was.
Relatively
It had to be
speaking,
because it spawned the rest of that
7 of them.
franchise.
well, we'll put it
Miami,
this way.
though, Russia
Number
was-
1 was rated R.
Yes.
And then they went to PG-13 so
But
they
there's-
could get the younger crowd in.
Well, I was watching it on regular cable, And I was like, and in the beginning, like there's two women that jump up at the beach and they're topless. I'm like, whoa, what am I watching? Like, I'm not against it, but I was like shocked. Oh,
This is going to be the best movie ever.
It's IFC. It's an IFC channel, and they don't cut.
It's going to be my number one movie someday on a podcast that I'm going to host.
Let's see here. Before we get to honorable mentions, we had some listeners respond. Something Cast on Threads. You can find us at Threads. Had Highlander, Lost Boys.
Lost Boys. Oh, I didn't remember that.
Flash-
Perfect 80s. That is 80s.
Flash Gordon.
Flesh.
Lean on Me. That's a good one. And Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Pittsburgh Nerd.
Eddie.
Pittsburgh Nerd had Better Off Dead.
Only when it's funny.
Yes.
Less Than Zero.
Oh, yeah.
Less than zero.
Breakfast Club. He hobied this one. Say Anything and Some Kind of Wonderful.
Some kind of wonderful. Yes,
And Pretty in Pink. Let's see here.
I stayed away from the Hughes films because I thought everybody else would have fun there.
I thought about throwing it because everyone, but I'm like, but it
Gotta
can't
throw it in.
It can't be on my. It can't not be on my list. At least Breakfast Club.
I knew I was going to get hobied, but...
Let's see here. Hold on. Let's see.
But if I had one, it would have been Some Kind of Wonderful.
Stork, Episodic Geek, had The Lost Boys. He hobied it with Better Off Dead and One Crazy Summer. The Breakfast Club, Weird Science, and The Goonies. And then we also
Weird
had...
Science and Real Genius are kind of the ones.
Oh, Real Genius.
Yeah.
You know what? I just found out a couple weeks ago.
Uncle Rico's
Uncle
Laszlo.
Rico is Laszlo. I did not know that.
Oh, yeah?
Laszlo from Real Genius is Uncle Rico from Napoleon Dynamite.
Steve had everything...
Whoa.
100% right. Yep.
Laszlo? Is Uncle Rico?
Is Uncle Rico.
The guy living in the walls is
Guy
Uncle
living in the
Rico.
walls? Oh, my gosh. Yeah. I mean, it's Val Kilmer movies. I mean, you got to put Top Secret with Real Genius.
Oh, I love Top Secret.
Yeah.
I know a little German. He's sitting over there.
But Top Secret transcends the 80s.
Yeah.
Like Airplane does.
Yeah.
What about Johnny Dangerously?
That is
My
80s.
grandmother put me on a hook once. What? No, I think his father, his grandmother shot him.
Hold on. Steve had Everything I Learned from Movies.
Everything I learned from
Had Revenge of the Nerds.
pure
Got
80s.
that as my...
Yeah.
All 7 Police Academies. Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai.
Even the police academies from the 90s?
I guess so.
Okay.
The Highlander.
Yeah.
Highlander series.
He's big into the Highlander.
Back to the Future.
I
that's
put
the
in
50s.
I put in generic any Michael J. Fox.
Oh, yeah.
I thought
Yeah,
Michael J. Fox
movie.
was it in the 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But his movie was about the 50s, so I
Yeah.
couldn't
Or
really...
And-
about a teen wolf playing basketball.
Yeah, that was just
you
a
know.
bad movie.
All the ski resort based
Teen
raunchy
Wolf
comedies.
2.
He said all the ski resort based raunchy comedies.
Correct.
But
How
the
cool,
best
how cool came out in the 90s.
I know.
the best raunchy comedy ski resort movie was from the 90s.
I did have one honorable mention. I had Back to School with Rodney Dangerfield.
Rodney Dangerfield.
I was
The
gonna
triple Lundy.
Yes.
I was going to put a category in here. Any movie built upon a comedian as the center stage.
Oh, yeah.
You know, Eddie Murphy.
Yep.
You know,
Beverly
Billy
Hills
Crystal,
Cop.
all those. You know, any of
Trot.
those. Yeah.
I'm sorry. Oh, that was 90s.
The other one I had was the California teen comedies like Valley Girl, Fast Times at Richmond High.
Yep.
Yeah, I thought of those, but I didn't like those, so I
didn't
didn't want to
either.
put them on my list. My honorable mention that hasn't been mentioned
The
yet.
buddy cop movies.
Oh.
You know,
Beverly
48
Hills Cop.
Hours. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Or yeah.
How about The Golden Child?
I want the knife.
Please.
But my honorable mention on here is heavy metal.
Oh, the 1980s, animated film.
rated R cartoon there.
Yep.
That's pure 80s.
What year did it come out?
83.
Because that was like, John Candy.
I think that was
voiceover.
Yeah, John Candy did the voice.
My honorable mentions, I took Dark Crystal, but I also had Labyrinth or Legend.
Labyrinth and Legend. Gotcha.
Oh, yeah. Legend.
And the movie that has one of the most misleading titles.
Naked Lunch?
Nope, The Never Ending Story.
It only lasted an hour and a half.
81 was heavy metal.
And then you
81.
have Then you have your Patrick Swayze bouncer film.
Oh,
Roadhouse.
Jim.
Or you just say any Patrick Swayze movie.
But you know what?
Dirty Dancing.
Roadhouse to me feels like a 90s movie. I think it was ahead of its time.
Yeah, but I went and watched Roadhouse, and what they do in that movie, I'm like, who's calling the cops? Where's 911?
No.
It was the 80s. 911 didn't
That's
exist.
It's like Cobra Kai.
Yeah.
You solve everything with a fight.
That's right.
There was only 5 buildings in town.
We never said
Wesley
Karate
owns
Kid.
the cops. Okay?
And one of the buildings blew up.
We never said Karate Kid in all of this.
Now,
I'm just going to create this $1 million worth of damage, and there's no repercussions whatsoever.
And then the last one I had was kind of the rom-coms, but from 89, When Harry Met Sally.
Billy Crystal.
yeah, that's a good
Billy
one.
Crystal. That's right. Meg Ryan, who played
Oh,
the same
shit.
character in many movies over and over again.
Every movie Meg Ryan did in the 80s and early 90s.
We did have one fan ask if we could do the totally 90s films.
I guess that's what we're doing next week.
We can do that, totally 90s films.
Damn, that's the 90s.
Let's see here. Before we'll switch up a little bit. Titles for the show.
We're switching up. We're doing titles before Bad Idea.
Yeah. You're not mathing. All you can eat ribs. I don't like international chocolate. The super volcano is filled. Enough with the human sacrifices. And the super volcano cannot win. Had a lot of that. Pay the man. And never enough sacrifices. Yep.
You love your sacrifices.
I had boobscapade. Did he have nice boobs? Lick the cookie.
There you go. Say lick the boobs.
And we don't talk about Doc Stout.
I had the sum of key lime pie. Because you weren't mathing
Yes.
right. Sacrifice to the super volcano.
Okay.
And a fancy story about elves.
I like the super volcano ones.
There was only 6 to choose from.
Boobscapade?
No, boobscapade it is.
Never enough sacrifices? Or do you like the super volcano one that you had? What'd you have?
Sacrifice the super volcano.
Sacrifice to the super volcano.
Yeah, I like that.
That could sacrifice and super volcano in the title.
And it's even timely because of all the volcanic stuff going on in Iceland.
Yes. Yeah. It's not going to
Boy,
be
we got a
Iceland.
bunch of history people or science people listening to it next week.
Oh, yeah.
When do you guys talk about the super volcanoes? Halfway through it, don't worry.
Put Krakatoa in parentheses.
Just kidding.
Yeah.
That does sound like it would be history related. We're hooking them in.
You said sacrifices and super volcanoes?
Sacrifice to the super volcano.
Okay. Bad idea of the week. Anyone have anything?
Being a Tauron.
Yeah, that's every week. That's every week. Not paying a customer that had shit thrown at it, blown up on him.
Yeah.
Bad idea 102.
Not fixing your toilet when you're in a public when you're a public place that explodes on people.
Not putting a "Do Not Use" sign on the toilet that keeps exploding.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like okay,
Out of order.
Out of order. Just say it's out of order.
You're out of order.
This whole place is out of order.
I think they had a sign that said "shitter's full." I think that's what they said.
It probably was.
Oh, the Lampoon Christmas Lampoon movies,
Yeah?
Vacation.
Not the European one. That was awful.
What? It had Eric Idle as the bicyclist.
Bicyclist.
And one of the Lively siblings.
Blake?
Her brother.
Oh, okay.
Is that Rusty?
Yeah, Jason Lively.
The second Rusty.
I can never keep you guys apart. I can never figure you guys
Because
out.
apparently, like, one of the other siblings was in Karate Kid 3? And in Cobra Kai was when what's her name, Ralph Macchio's wife went home or whatnot. I guess her cousin was the girl from Karate Kid 3.
Oh, okay.
And that was one of the Lively siblings.
Okay, Roger says goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
From Walking Dead to Talking Heads, from comic books to TV sets, there's a history. Not so bad, there's the history. It's the history of bad, so bad. The history of bad, it's bad. History of bad ideas. Podcast.
You've been listening to Hobie.